We've seen several methods of graphing a line. So far, the methods that we've seen are the simplest one, by making a great big table of points. We're not going to prefer that method because we really only need to do that when we don't already know the general shape of our graph. That is, we would only need to do that if we didn't already know our graph was a line. However, linear equations are easy to recognize, so we will typically avoid this method now that we know a little bit more about these sorts of graphs. The next method that we met was finding the x and y intercepts. And this is a relatively simple method, because we can do it no matter what form the equation is in. This method was easiest when the equation was in standard form, or in a form that looks like standard form without following all the rest of the rules. In order to use it, we just set x and y to 0 in turn. And we can do that no matter what form the line is written in. The disadvantage, of course, is that sometimes our x and y intercepts turn out to be unpleasant numbers, and we want a different technique. The next easiest technique is by using the slope and the y-intercept, which we can find by just reading off the slope and y-intercept, provided our equation is in slope-intercept form. So in order to use this technique easily, we have to rewrite our equation in slope-intercept form, which makes it a little bit trickier than graphing by finding the x and y intercepts. Sometimes the y-intercept is still an unpleasant point, in which case we might prefer to make our graph by using the slope and any point on the line. We saw this method when the equation was in point-slope form, but we can use this method in any form, just by finding a point and finding the slope. Each of these methods is a good method for certain linear equations, and a not very effective method for others. In the rest of this lesson, we'll see when each one is appropriate and when it's not.